Angel Wilson's on top, top, top. Can't take her spot, spot, spot. She's a real one, through. Always does what she'll do.
Oh my goodness, this is a great feeling.
She won MVP, P, 1, 2, and 3. Her game is T. She made history, free. From the mid, it's a rap. All buckets, no cap. They said she wasn't enough. So she did it for us. And if you talk smack, she's gonna clap back.
You know better than that.
Her drips elite. It can't be beat. She say one is clear. Period. 'Cause it's a top tier.
Angel Wilson's on top, top. Can't take her spot.
Storytelling activates a different part of the brain. Facts and statistics, they speak to logic, but stories, they spark emotion, and emotion is what drives action. I'm going to cover 5 parts. So 1 is going to be why storytelling works well. 2 is going to be the Ruka hair effect, because I used to work there actually, and they were a pretty much startup company when I was there, and they surpassed companies that had been running for many years above them because of the marketing tactics they use. What storytelling looks like obviously in business, how to start using storytelling with your brand, and why exactly it works long term. So let's get straight into the video. Now, storytelling isn't just a buzzword, it's actually backed by science. When we hear a good story in real life, we actually release a chemical called oxytocin, and this is the same chemical that builds trust and builds connection in relationships. So it's backed by science. And if it's backed by science, you should be using it in your business. People remember stories 22 times more than they remember facts alone. So in a world where every brand is shouting about how great they are and what they do and why they're so amazing at it, it's the brands that actually connect with their audience and do it well that win. Part 2, section 2, the Ruka hair effect.
Ruka means to do hair.
To do hair with my community.
To do hair with ease. To do hair with you.
To do hair my way.
To do hair on the go. To do hair like it's never been done before. Welcome to the future of hair.
Now, like I said, when I was there, they were very much a startup company, but they had surpassed a lot of hair brands who had been going for many years before them. And when I worked there, I saw storytelling in action every single day. So Ruka didn't just position themselves as a hair brand, they had a mission, to center Black women in beauty, to change the way textured hair was spoken about, and to give us language, visuals and representation that had never really been done before. So one of their campaigns featured a woman talking about her hair journey, from childhood relaxers to finally embracing her natural hair. No scripts, no filters, just vulnerability, and it resonated really well. I'm guessing, because people saw themselves in it. Now, even the way they named their textures, no confusing 3A or 4C. Yes, people know about it, but it was names that actually reflected the culture and the people. It was just different. Now, everything about Ruka was intentional. It had storytelling that built trust, and their audience didn't just buy the hair, but they brought into a movement. Part 3, what storytelling looks like in business. So storytelling isn't just for big brands, obviously. It's something that any business can do, and it shows up in your founder's story, in your customers' experiences, the transformation your product delivers or service delivers, and the values you represent. Now, one brand that does this beautifully is Topicals. Now, if you don't know of the brand, it is a skincare company created for people with chronic skin conditions like eczema or hyperpigmentation, etc. Now, their founder didn't just say, here's a cream. She said, here's my story, here's why I created this, and here's why your skin literally deserves to be seen and celebrated, not hidden.
up feeling like an outsider and felt like I had a responsibility to people who experienced the same thing I did to create a story, a brand, a home for them to love and to feel welcomed.
That message cuts through. It builds a community, not just a customer base. So whether you're a skincare company or a fashion company or a company selling candles, your story is your superpower. And think about it like this. Instead of saying like, I don't know, hydration formula, you can like tell a story of this was the girl who started wearing this and finally felt comfortable going out without wearing makeup. Or, I don't know, don't just show a pretty outfit. If you have a fashion company, you can be like, this is what it means to feel yourself after, you know, after not hitting the gym or having like a certain episode. Okay guys, I can't think of one off the top of my head right then, but you get what I mean. Think of a good story, a real story. And this is because storytelling answers the deeper question, why should somebody care? Why should someone care about your brand? The why, it's all in the why. Part 4, how to use storytelling in your brand, in your business. Right, okay, so firstly, you're gonna wanna start with your why. What made you start the brand? What gap were you filling? What was your origin story? Answer those questions for your audience. They want to know. It helps them connect. It helps them build that trust and connection. Now, use real stories. Ask your customers for testimonials, not just, you know, it worked, but how exactly it helped them. Now, obviously, if you're a smaller business, this might be a bit more difficult. You don't necessarily have that much social proof or testimonials or reviews. But if you have people, whether it be friends or family, that you can give your product to or a service to, that would be really great to get testimonials or reviews from there. If you're a bigger brand, obviously I'm guessing you have people coming in that obviously like your product, and or give incentives as well. A lot of companies I've worked with, what I done once was say, okay, if you're able to write a review of how much you like the product, when you purchase again, you'll get a X amount discount, whatever works for you. And then create emotional visuals. So show people using your product in real life, not overly polished, not overly edited and well done, just real life. People like the vulnerable realness of things, so yeah. And then you're also going to want to be consistent with your tone. So, you know, going back to Ruka, for example, they had a clear tone. It was inclusive, uplifting, and smart. What's yours? And then use narrative arcs. So hook your audience with a problem, introduce the struggle, and then present your product or service with the solution. So, you know, bonus tip, don't be like, what's the word? Don't be afraid to show behind the scenes content. You know, what I notice nowadays, especially because there's so many brands out there and there's so many influencers and people doing UGC, people are a lot less trusting for overly polished, like edited like content. Sometimes they love the rough, the raw, vulnerable, behind the scenes content. It humanizes the brand more, I feel like, and it builds connection just that bit more. So yeah. Section 5, why it works long term. When you lead with storytelling, you're not chasing quick wins, you're building a brand that actually is going to last. So you've got to remember, people remember how you made them feel. And when customers feel emotionally attached, or not emotionally attached, emotionally connected, they're more likely to be repeat buyers or loyal advocates of the brand. That's what storytelling creates. And that's what I saw, and that's what I've seen working firsthand with all the clients that I work with, and seen it work so well. So you got to remember, it's a long game, but it's one worth playing. Now, my lovely viewers, if you want your brand to be more than just a product on the shelf that people, you know, they see in the supermarket or they see in the store and they just go on with their life because they don't care, they are not bothered about your brand. If you don't want to be that, and you want to build real connection, and you want to build real loyalty and see real results, start storytelling. Just do it. What have you got to lose? Your audience wants to hear these things. Anyway, if you like the video, give it a like. It would be much appreciated. And let me know in the comments what tip you found most useful, or what brand you think is really good at storytelling, because yeah, that'd be good for you to look at and see what they're doing well, and also good for me to look at so I can learn these things and tell you guys even better tips. Anyway, if you're building a brand or building a business, even though you don't know me and I don't know you, hopefully we get to know each other. I am rooting for you and I wish you the best, and I hope to see you grow and succeed. So yeah, lots of love. Hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you soon.